In today's starter deck upgrade, we're taking a look at a white and black mid-range deck that focuses more on the little guys. Today's deck is Power to the People. Okay, so this is the deck that the game gives you to start with. This is the deck called Power to the People. It has a theme of wanting to play creatures with a power of 2 or less, or maybe even like a mana cost of 3 or less. That's kind of what this deck cares about. And you can see that because the deck, although only having one copy of it in the deck, kind of Delnay is like your linchpin of the deck. This is the card you kind of are building around. Now, what does the deck have? We have a couple of copies of Snarling Gorehound. We have Assemble the Players, Auspicious Arrival, Iron Paw Aspirant. We have Market Watch Phantom. We have Neighborhood Guardian, Outlaw Medic, Deep Cavern Bat, Skullcap Snail. We have Delnay, a couple copies of Make Your Move, some Makeshift Binding, Sanguine Evangelist, Wojek Investigator, Screaming Phantom. Then we have Slimy Dual Leech, Consuming Ashes, Rankle's Prank, a couple Wisp Drinker Vampires, and Expel the Interlopers. So you see the ongoing theme among like most of the cards here is like it's all like creatures with power 2 or less. It's like everything is like a 2x creature in this deck. And the whole point there is to capitalize on Delnay's ability to double down on the triggers, and also having the secondary ability of making your creatures unblockable by creatures with power 3 or greater. So you capitalize on all of the cool special effects, and then you start swinging in with your creatures because your opponent can't block because they're likely playing bigger creatures than you. So that's kind of like the theme of the build. The build plays a lot of really weird cards in it. A lot of cards that we're probably going to end up cutting, like this Iron Paw Aspirant just really doesn't do enough for only 2 mana. The Auspicious Arrival, while it is a decent combat trick, I don't think is right for this deck. Neighborhood Guardian, that's kind of just a draft card. Outlaw Medic is interesting, I'll give you that. It's pretty interesting, but I don't think it's worthwhile for a deck like this. Deep Cavern Bat absolutely is worthwhile. It's like you probably go -2 on here, +2 on here. Skullcap Snail is a pretty cool card as well. Make Your Move is a little too expensive. We'll probably swap that out for some better removal. Same thing with Makeshift Binding. Expel the Interlopers is interesting because you can kind of play this around your power in the deck, but for 5 mana, it's a bit expensive, and this is a deck that I think we're going to want to go low to the ground on. So let's go and make some edits to this deck, and I'll be right back with my version of the deck. Okay, so we're back with my build of the deck, and you can see by the columns here that it's a little bit more tight. We are very heavy on the 3-drops. We might need to make some changes to that going forward, just because our 1-drops and 2-drops are pretty light, but they are effective cards. So in the 1-drops, we have Cut Down and Snarling Gorehound. In the 2-drops, we have Deep Cavern Bat and Children. The 3-drops are heavy, very heavy, but they all do really good things and things that you want to double down on with Delnay. So you have Delnay, 2 copies. You have Lorn of the Third Path, 2 copies. We have 2 copies of Sanguine Evangelist. We have 2 copies of Tukashia's Welcome to draw you more cards when you play every creature in your deck. We have 2 copies of Wojek Investigator, 2 copies of Thought Stalker Warlock, 2 copies of Comball, 2 copies of Moonrise Cleric, 3 copies of Ruthless Lawbringer, and 2 copies of Teysa Opulent Oligarch. Now, every card in this deck is going to get a double down effect from Delnay, with the exception of Ruthless Lawbringer, because his power is 3 instead of 2. But for a deck like this that has a tendency to drop a lot of like cheap creatures and even make a few token creatures, this is a really good card to have as a catch-all for removing anything problematic on the opponent. So removal-wise, we're looking at 4 Cut Down, 3 Sheoldred's Edict, 2 copies of Lorn of the Third Path. It's a really good card for removing artifacts or enchantments. We are also running some copies of Thoughtstalker Warlock, which is great card removal. The same thing with Deep Cavern Bat, so you can attack your opponent's hand with that. And we also are running 3 copies of Ruthless Lawbringer, and that's the removal package. It's pretty robust, honestly. It's like each one is like a 1-for-1. There's no like 2-for-1s in the deck, but they are cards that have versatility. The Edict can hit almost anything. Lorn of the Third Path hits your opponent's toys. Ruthless Lawbringer can hit anything that's not a land. And Cut Down hits anything that is important in the early game. So we got a pretty robust suite of removal here. I'm liking it a lot. So while the deck is very heavy on the 3s are all very useful. So let's go ahead and take this out and play a few games with it and see how it does. Okay, opponent goes first. We have an interesting hand, a hand that could get good if we draw into some white mana, but do we want to leave that up to chance is the question. We do have access to Thoughtstalker Warlock, Snarling Gorehound, and Cut Down. The Cut Down is really what makes me want to keep this hand in case we're up against red. So I'll keep it and see what happens. Okay, so we're not up against red, we're up against Orzhov life gain. So we'll play this Snarling Gorehound. Essence Channeler. Okay. Gain a life, +1 counter. Alright, let's go and play this land. We're going to play this Cut Down, kill the Essence Channeler. And then we'll attack with the Snarling Gorehound. Ah, old Gixie. Okay, well at least we got our white mana source. It's not the best for right now, but we can at least attack. Take the 3, you lose a life and draw a card. Pilfer is going to take one of my cards. Probably the Tokacious Welcome. That's probably the most problematic card I have. Or maybe the Sanguine Evangelist, just because it makes blockers. Okay. Well, let's go and attack. Then we'll play the Thoughtstalker. So, Rush of Dread, Bloodletter, and Gix. We'll get rid of the Bloodletter. Edict can stay, because he's not very likely to play another creature. Yeah, go ahead and draw your card. Okay, pays a life, draws a card, and he did not play a creature. Perfect. So, in that case, let's go ahead and do the Edict. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Okay, then we will attack for 3. So he does have another Gix in his hand, which he will play out. He almost has enough mana to activate the secondary ability. Let's see here. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to play the Tokacious Welcome right now. It's going to Bitter Triumph my creature. Okay. So that means I'm just going to not attack with the Snarling Gorehound. Keep it as a blocker. No, damn it, I pushed the wrong button. Alright, looks like we're attacking. End turn. He does have Rush of Dread, though. So he could play out the Rush of Dread ability. Yeah, we're going to take some damage here. Pass. Okay, pay a life, draw a card. Alright, it gets a card. Alright, I'll take my turn. So, we'll play this Plains. And do we want to play the Delnay or the Loran? I think we want to play the Loran. Make them destroy that. And then we get to... I don't think I need that many lands. I can't draw it this turn. Oh, actually, I was wrong. I could draw it. But I can't play it this turn. No attacks. End turn. Do you have another heal card in your hand? It's very possible. I don't think he can activate that at any time. Or can he? He can! He can activate that at the end of turn. Okay. Ooh, 2 lands. Not good. You threw away a Rush of Dread to do that. That kind of sucked. But that's a gamble you take when you're playing Gix. Okay, Virtue. I'm gonna cut it down myself so that you don't get the enchantment. No blocks. Yeah, pay a life, draw a card. Essence Channeler, that's not good. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and play the Plains. I'm gonna play the Delnay. Okay, so that's gonna go to the graveyard. I don't want that right now. So hopefully draw something better. I do like that. I'll keep that. Okay, I'll play the Wojak Investigator. And we're gonna Surveil again. Ooh, I like that. Keep that right there. Yeah, see, it's right there. No attacks. Might be able to turn this around. Okay, he blows up my Forlorn Flat. I will decline to take action because I don't want to shuffle my library. Is he going to activate and steal the card off the top? Oh, no, he's just going to kill my creature. Alright, you're going to come at me with that? There you go, come in with both. That's the smart play. Kill Gix. Yeah, you do still get to draw a card. This is getting down to the wire, isn't it? Yeah, show me what you got. It's a cut down. Okay, that's cool. Alright. Just play the Thought Stalker. You got nothing for me to take, which is fine. Block it. Kill it. Alright. Hey, here we go. Teysa. Draw a card. Ooh. Forlorn Flats deal the damage. Get the token. Alright, now we're talking. This only triggers once per turn, but I can sacrifice a clue token to make a spirit. Good game. Alright, Mr. Scientist, we get to go first, and we have a pretty decent hand here. We have Forlorn Flats, a Plains, and a Swamp, so we have both of our colors, which is good. We also have Comball, Moonrise Cleric, Teysa, and Sheldred's Edict. So we're not completely defenseless, and we have a pretty decent engine in Comball and Teysa. So we'll keep it. Alright, first land is going to be the Forlorn Flats, simply because I don't have a turn 1 play. I'm going to play as a Forest. Alright, I will play Swamp. Keep mana open for Sheldred's Edict. Best case scenario is the opponent plays a creature this turn. Oh, plays Innkeeper's Talent, never mind. So that I can play Tokashi's Welcome on the next turn. Alright, my turn. Alright, so we're going to go Plains, and we're going to play Tokashi's Welcome. Great thing to play when the blue opponent is tapped out. Alright, Blade of Shared Souls. Interesting. Oh, a +1 counter, cool. I like it. Alright, let's go ahead and play this. Now, the beginning of combat on the turn, put a +1 counter. So that's going to get a +1 counter on it, so it's going to become a 4/4 on their next turn. So I could Sheldred's Edict right now, and that would take care of the creature, but then I wouldn't be, I would not be developing my turn, which is kind of bad. So I think what I'll do is I'll play the Comball, draw a card. Okay, that's decent. We'll just sit pretty for a moment. Oh, he's plotting. He's plotting a brawler. That's not good. But that's fine though, because it's good because it frees me up for the Sheldred's Edict that I'm about to play. So make them sacrifice a creature token. At least that way they won't be able to utilize the brawler next turn. Alright, let's go ahead and play a Teysa. We're going to draw a card from Teysa. And then we're going to attack for 2. And now we're going to get a token and also drain a point of life from our opponent from Combo. Alright, Railway Brawler comes in. Okay, so if he attaches the blade... Oh, he's just making a ton of Railway Brawlers. Oh my god. That's disgusting. Okay, cool. Alright, let's go and activate this. Creature comes in. Opponent loses a life. I draw some cards. Very cool. Let's play that. Play a Thoughtstalker. Steal a card from our opponent. That card is... Oh, Jesus Christ. What are you doing? This is just Brawlers and Mockingbirds, the deck. Get rid of that. Oh my god. You disgust me, sir. Yeah, that emote is worth it. Well played. What in tarnation? Oh my god. Yeah, no attacks. End turn. This is disgusting. I love this deck. It kind of makes me want to build that. That's just nasty. So now we can play this the second Mockingbird and get counters from both the Railway Brawler and the Railway Brawler. Yeah, it comes in as a copy. I don't have a chance to react because it comes in as a copy. It doesn't come in as a Mockingbird and then transforms. It's just huge. It's so big. It's a big boy. Why not attack with both? I don't understand. He's got trample. There's no point in blocking it. No, pass. Ow. Yeah, my turn. Okay. Sure. Let's go ahead and activate this. Let's try and draw something. Anything. That was not what I need. Not in the slightest. Let's see here. Let's go and play Delnay. And then we just concede. GG. Draw. What a dumb deck. I love it. I love everything about that deck. That deck is so stupid. Wow, I was not expecting that level of Simic nonsense today. Seeing the same Rhino getting copied over and over and over and me having no way to deal with it was not on my bingo card for today. So I'm going to go dust myself off, compose myself, and get ready for the next game. And while I'm doing that, if you received any kind of value from this video today, why not hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, hit the like, do all the YouTube things. And in doing so, you'll be spreading the video around to other people who might also get some value from it today. So I'll be right back, and we'll be able to enjoy some more games in just a moment. Kyle C is our next opponent. Okay, so this is kind of like the inverse of our last game. We now have 2 plains instead of 2 swamps. I can definitely say the next thing you would want to do in upgrading this deck is fixing your mana base. So let's mulligan that. Okay, that's a little bit better. Shadowy Backstreet and Swamp. Lower end of the third path, Moonrise Cleric, Ruthless Lawbringer, Cut Down, and Snarling Gorehound. So I will keep all of this except for the Moonrise Cleric. Alright, let's play the Shadowy Backstreet first. That's a swamp, I'll keep it. Okay, our opponent plays a Blossoming Sands. It comes in, he gains 1 life. Alright, play this, play a Snarling Gorehound. And hold mana open for a Cut Down. Dusk Legion Duelist is a perfect choice for a Cut Down. Okay, next turn. Got here. He doesn't have anything for me to blow up, but I also don't think he's going to play anything for me to blow up. So just play that right now. Deep Cavern Bat, that can stay right there. Okay, our opponent is firmly in white and green. We don't know what he's going to do. He's going to play another land. This is the Lupin Flower Village. They can tap for a colorless or a white, but you can only use that white to play creature spells. You can pay 2 and tap and sacrifice it to look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a bat, bird, mouse, or rabbit card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library. Interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and play the Deep Cavern Bat. Deleted Provisioner, Railway Brawler, Werefox Bodyguard. Take the Werefox Bodyguard. And the cut down can stay right there. I like that a lot. So here's what we'll do is we will both draw a card. I will take that cut down and then blow up your Dusk Legion Duelist. Then we can attack for 1 with the Snarling. Now would be a good time for him to plot his creature. Perfect. So I will play the Moonrise Cleric. Do we want the swamp? I don't think we need the swamp. Alright, get a good attack in. End the turn. Okay, opponent plays the Railway Brawler. And a Pleated Provisioner. That is a weird word to try and pronounce. Is it pileated? Is it pleated? Is it pleated? I don't know. When it enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control without flying. Okay, so it gets a +1 counter onto the Railway Brawler. Resolve all. Pass. Alright, end of turn. I'm going to have us both draw a card. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this like this. So we're gonna bring in the Ruthless Lawbringer. I'm going to sacrifice the Snarling to eliminate that. And then we'll play a Swamp. And I'm not gonna attack. You got a big boy over there. I'm gonna have to wait until you do something. Or until I draw more removal. 5 mana. He has enough mana to cast his second Pleated Provisioner, but now he doesn't have a creature on the ground to give that counter to. Oh, Delnay. You're playing Delnay too. I like it. Juniper Order Rootweaver. So this is some kind of +1 counter stack. Resolve. Oh, that happens when... Oh no, just when it comes in. Okay, yeah. The Juniper Order Rootweaver had its +1 counter doubled because of Delnay. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, pass. No blocks. Pass. Take a big hit. I will tap and have us both draw a card. It's not a good card. That's a good card, though. That's a really good card. Let's go ahead and play... Let's play the Forlorn Flats. Then, let's say next, I'm going to attack with the Flyers. Gain a life. Then, I'm going to Ruthless in this, sacrificing the other Ruthless to eliminate that creature. And then we'll end the turn. Okay, he plays a Lush Portico. He's going to Surveil for 1. Is he going to choose to keep it? He chose not to. Snakeskin Veil. That would have helped him last turn. Pleated Provisioner comes in. +1 counter on the Juniper Order Rootweaver. Is he going to come in with Delnay? Cannot be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. Okay. So in that case, Oh, cancel. We go to blocks, then we'll block, then we'll activate. Because I do want to draw a card, but I also want to get rid of that creature on his side of the board. Oh, look who's here. It's Delnay. Isn't that nice? We'll play Forlorn Flats, make you lose a life. Let's see. Well, now that I have the Delnay, I can attack with impunity. So we're going to attack with those. Moonrise Cleric triggers twice because of Delnay. Pretty sweet. I always forget about the "you can't block me" clause on Delnay. I'm always so focused on the doubling of triggers. Okay, he's going to sacrifice the Lupin Flower Village and try to find something cool off the top of the library. Okay, he goes to get a Razorverge Thicket. Did he fail to find something good? Because he didn't add anything to his hand. Enduring Bond Warden. Interesting. Okay. +1 counter on the Juniper Order Rootweaver. I'll take the damage. No blocks. I have no reason to block that. Okay, my turn. Let's go ahead and hit next. And we're going to attack with these, because I don't trust that our opponent is not going to have a combat trick in hand to block Delnay. Get that double trigger off the Moonrise Cleric. Okay. I didn't need to worry too much about that then. Alright, let's play the Tocacious Welcome. Alright, and then we'll end the turn. And let's see if our opponent has some magical trick to pull him out of this. It is entirely possible. I don't know what all he's playing in this deck. He's just playing something with a lot of +1 counters on it. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm okay with that. I was gonna laugh if he pulled out like Colossification or something. That would have been hilarious. And honestly would have been worth him winning that game. Monkey Mug is our opponent today. And our opponent gets to go first, which is good for them, bad for us. But we do have 3 lands, both of our colors. We have Comball, Loran, Cutdown, and Sterling Gorehand. So I think we'll keep it. Our opponent starts with a island. Okay, so they are at least mono blue, prowess. That's what we know from their first turn. They could be Izzet. And Izzet is definitely something that I know a decent amount about. Okay, they are Izzet. So they're playing Thundering Falls, and they get a Surveil land. And they chose not to attack, which is fine for me. Let's see. Let's go ahead and come in with another Snarling Gorehound. First Gorehound is going to give me a Surveil. Deep Cavern Bat, I'll keep it. And we'll attack for 1. I kind of want to wait for them to tap out before I hit them with the Cut Down, because they probably have some protection spells. Okay. Now's the right time. Hit him with that before they get their treasure token. Okay, let's go and play this Plains. And do we want to play Comball or do we want to play the Deep Cavern Bat? I think I want to play the Comball right now while they're tapped out, because they have been making a lot of tokens this game. And when they make tokens, I get tokens. Alright, they play a Stormcatch Mentor. Pretty cool. And a Pearl of Wisdom, so they're going to draw 2 cards. They could still attack for 2 and pile some extra damage onto Comball if he decides to attack. So let's see if they go for it. If they attack, I'll probably just not block. But they are eyeing my Comball right now. What are you gonna do? Okay, he casts 6 Slick Sequence on my Snarling Gorehound. Okay, chooses not to attack, which is good. Appreciate that. So we'll go ahead and play the Forlorn Flats. Pop you for 1. And then we will also hit you with a Deep Cavern Bat. See what's in your hand. So you have Stormcatch Mentor, 2 Coruscation Mages, and 2 Phantom Interference. I think we'll take a Stormcatch Mentor, because he's most likely to play that next turn. If he plays the Coruscation Mages with like Offspring, then at the very least, I'll get an Otter token. No blocks. Okay, so now we have a great target for Loran. Now you can cast a Phantom Interference, but I do have the mana to pay for it. Let's go and pop that. Yeah, you get the mana, and then we'll go to the next phase and empty your mana pool. Alright, play another land. This deck is definitely not like my version of the deck. My version was a lot more low to the ground. This is more of like an Otter tribal kind of deck. Alright, draws 2 more cards. He's tapped out. Yeah, I'll block. Sure. Another combo. Yeah, that was definitely an oops on your part. Alright, pop him. Then we'll play a Moonrise Cleric. Pass the turn. He's got 2 Coruscation Mages. He could just play them out without doing the Offspring to deny me a token and still have the effect on the table. I don't know if he wants to do that. He also has the Phantom Interference, and if he uses the Phantom Interference to create a creature token, I would get a creature token out of that. Okay, he gets his Otter back. Good for him. It's too bad Ill-Timed Explosion doesn't do the combination of the mana costs. Because I imagine a deck like that is not going to... it's not going to have a whole lot of really high-cost spells in it. So I really don't know if that's like the best card to have in the deck. Yeah, draw some cards. Want to attack for 2? You can. Ooh, you can attack for 3. You can attack for 4. That's a lot of Stormcatch Mentors. Okay, let's play the bat. What do you got? You got a Coruscation Mage and 2 Phantom Interference. I'll take the Coruscation Mage. That seems to be the best option for me right now. And then we'll attack for 2. End turn. Does the creature fly? The creature token does have flying. Ooh. He's about to hit me real hard. Alright, plays a Coruscation Mage. He does the Offspring. Okay, he just gave me a creature. And it comes in, and I drain you for 1. You can cast a non-creature spell. This creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay. Well, that's not a non-creature spell, but it's definitely a good creature. He can double cast his counter spells if he wants to. Attack for 2. Okay. Deals 2 damage to me. He makes a token. I get a token. I drain you for 1. Now you have to block. Blocks with both? Sure. Works for me. Okay. I'll play my other combo. Okay. Oh, is he able to cast it? Ah, shucks. Oh, right. These things happen. That's a lot of triggers. A lot of triggers. I wonder if he has me this turn. He might have me. Yeah, he goes to get a lightning strike. Okay. Points it at my face. I'm at 4. So it means we have to block here, here, and here. We take 3. Go to 1. Make another bat. Kill you. Damage wasn't quite there. I think I like my version of the deck a little bit more. Okay, so we are back with the post-game wrap-up, and my thoughts on the deck are pretty much this. The deck is solid. It has good removal. It does have a little bit of a slow start in some games, and some games, because of having a slow start, you might end up coming up a little bit short when it comes to closing out a game. If I were to make any changes to the deck, I would probably move some of the numbers in the 3s down, and bring up a couple more 2-drops, maybe a couple more creatures to hit the hand, or maybe even different types of removal. Things like Go for the Throat come to mind, or even Ossification might be a decent addition. However, with as prevalent as mono red is right now, I would probably want to lean more towards instant speed removal. Sorcery speed removal is just a little bit too slow in a meta where you can lose on turn 2 because of red. As far as other things in the deck, I would say like your engine is Delnay, Tokasia's Welcome, Comball, and Teysa. Like, those are the cards that you kind of really want to draw in order to get this deck rolling. And once it starts rolling, it can snowball pretty fast. So if I were to utilize any wild cards on this deck, I probably would drop a couple for the combination of Teysa and Comball, and also maybe a couple Tokasia's Welcome. It's a pretty decent card that can fit into a lot of different decks. So that's probably where I would spend my wilds. Sanguine Evangelist is a good card, but I probably wouldn't use my wild cards on her. Just because she's decent, but she doesn't really do enough. Like, she's good for creating blockers, I'll give you that much. Lauren of the Third Path is a really solid card for dealing with problematic artifacts and enchantments, so that might be something to look into also. For an uncommon, Thoughtstalker Woolrock is actually really good, especially when you pair it up with the deserts. You just drop a desert on the turn that you're going to play a Thoughtstalker Warlock, so you deal the damage, do the Thoughtstalker, take the card of your choice. Also, Teysa's ability to create a clue token is predicated on your opponent losing life. So you have a Teysa on the table, you follow up with a Forlorn Flats, deal 1 damage to the opponent. You don't have to attack that turn if you don't need to. Teysa will still create a token, and her creating a token gives you a clue token, and you can sacrifice that clue token to make a 1/1 flying spirit creature, which will in turn cause Comball to drain 1 life from your opponent. So like, you can kind of see like there's like an interwoven engine with this deck. So that's yeah, I would say that's pretty much the long and short of the deck. If I wanted to make the deck a little bit quicker, I would probably drop a few cards here in the 2s, in the 3s, down into the 2s or even the 1s, just to make it a little bit faster. But aside from that, the deck's pretty solid, and I think you can get quite a few wins off of this upgrade. So I will put a link to the deck list in the description box down below, so you can take this out for a spin yourself, maybe even do a few iterations of your own and make the deck even better than I did. And so with that, I will leave you with the deck. Go enjoy, play a few games, and tell me how you did. I'm curious to see if you had good luck with this deck. So until next time, take care of yourselves.